Battle control initialized.
Hey people, 5 Aces here. A storm is forming on the outside, but that's nothing against the storm that is going to be forming inside the OpenRA community, because the RHL playoffs are about to happen. They're gonna approach fast, and you can say Masters are slackers, which is something I would never say, except all Masters are slackers. Hashtag not all Masters. Alright, with that out of the way, we're gonna have one more replay to bridge the gap here, and this is gonna be, I think, between two Minions players, or maybe one of them is recruits, I'm not sure. Either way, donning the yellow armor for Great Britain, this is BigBadBain, and donning the black armor, or the bluish armor for the French, this is gonna be Chewey. Both well-known players and an allies mirror match, but late game could the build paths could diverge a bit, so I'm interested to see that. Also, I always love to see the Great Divide. In my opinion, one of the greatest maps. SoScared has provided us with some great ones, but this is easily my top two, the other one being Sidestep. Just so active and nice to play. Such a good macro and micro map with lots of flanks, approach vectors, and corners to tug your MCVs away in, as we've all learned in the previous cast on this map. Alright, so we're seeing a double engineer start for BigBadBain. And what is Chewey up to? Chewey's probably waiting on his... going for a bit more rifle density. He's going for a first engineer. Second engineer probably about to follow. Yeah, looks like, yeah, build queue. We've got the build queue, that's right. Some nice little scouts here. Those are peace envoys, I guess. Peace envoys that are going to be met with a swift demise, because they didn't have the white flag when approaching. So, rip, double ref here. Double ref opener versus double ref as well, but with two power plants. That's a weird build. So, Chewey is just going for the early gems. That means that the gems don't have much time to stack up, which in turn just gives him less a return of investment. So I would rather go for the double mine here and let the gems just stack up a bit, just an extra little bit. Alright, with the first two skirmishes being out of the way, or first scouts being out of the way. This replay, by the way, came highly recommended to me by neither of the players, I believe. It was a spectator. So you know it's a good game, and also he didn't put in the title who wins, which is pretty good. Because some people tend to do that. Barf. Right, so let's see, that's Bane just fixing up the bridge, and he's probably, that's a smart build, wow. The build he's doing here is super smart. So what he did was going for a wall factory off of two harvesters, or the natural harvesters for the refineries, and waiting on the ranger, and the ranger is now going to transport the second engineer over after having captured both his tech structures. That's a super smart build, and just, yeah, saves you a lot of time on capturing everything, if you don't want to go for such a rifle heavy build. Because Chewey doesn't have the communication center here, so he's short on line of sight. Yeah, I love that build by Bane. And another little scout is going to see that the oil derricks are taken, but nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah, that's already... You can see here this map just allows for a lot of different build orders, a lot of different openers. That's pretty interesting. I love to see that. Okay, Bane is going for his third refinery here, probably on the gems. No! What the hell? He placed it a bit late. Right, service depot is on the way, and Chewey has gone for a fourth refinery before even thinking about taking up. Not a big fan of this build because it just delays your core MCV, and the idea is that you usually want to spread out as long as your opponent doesn't have a big army to crush your expansion immediately. And right now this wouldn't be the timing. This would be the timing to build a service depot and get this service depot. He's gonna be super behind here. An entire refinery's worth of time, even after Bane slacked on the refinery placement. Alright, those are a couple technicians by Bane. That's pretty good scouting. Yeah, he scouted, everything's taken. By the way, why skip the hospital? You still have the engineer. It doesn't cost you anything. Come on. Just accept the gift. Accept the gift that the OpenRA gods have bestowed upon ye. 5 harvesters, under 7. Wow. Eco scaling is out of control right now for Chewey, but can even capitalize. There's a light tank, and that's a pretty late light tank. That was even after Bane had built the service depot. So it's just for scouting information, I guess. And also, a nice little rifle density brewing here, a couple rockets mixed in. Earlier he had just the rifle standing around, which is a bit not a prudent move, because as soon as your opponent has a single armored vehicle, he's gonna be able to crush all of them. So yeah. And I really like that Bane has taken the comm center. Yo, Chewey, it's a free gift. Again, don't slack on taking those, because hospital, as little as it may mean sometimes, it can come in handy. It can save at least a couple soldiers. And that's gonna be a straight up base push, unscouted, completely unscouted as of yet. There's gonna be a barracks popping shortly. And Chewey's going for a radar dome, so he needs to hold out. He needs to hold on until the artilleries are coming online. This is gonna be a tense moment here. Let's see how this works out for both. Alrighty, Chewey, 30 seconds on the radar dome, so no signs of an artillery anytime yet. There is at least 1 minute of a time window, I guess. Oh, so smart though. Chewey is stealing away those oil derricks and probably even the hospital. No, he doesn't like hospitals. He doesn't do hospital. Oh, and that's gonna be a massive base push. Met with an MCV as well though. So one harvester going down. And immediately BigBadBain sounding the retreat, thinking he can't fight this. Interesting. He could pop more defenses. Oh, radar dome is up, but it has to be unpowered. Right away, stat. Yeah, that's an easy hold here for Chewey. He's got so many tanks. He's got the eco. Even losing one harvester wasn't that detrimental to him. So I would say, so far, a pretty good run for Chewey, who should micro his units back though. Also, he should have killed the barracks, because it's just giving line of sight. The reason why he lost this so hard right now was, on the back end of this engagement, was because he didn't kill the barracks. Oh wow, that's so smart. BigBadBain going for a, basically for an MCV flank. I've heard of tank flanks, but have you seen MCV flanks? Now that's some serious business. He's giving him the D here. Also, Jesus Christ, he's now targeting the FCOM. That's so smart, because the FCOM can never be replaced. That's an immediate snipe here. He's probably gonna kill the pillbox and try to sell his hide dearly. Trying to kill as many units as he gets. Yeah. He's taking anything he gets here. Could pull his tanks out as well, because that's mostly rifles. The rocks are lagging behind a bit. Oh my goodness, that was such smart play from Bane. Sniping an O-truck as well, denying the mining here. Chewey, yeah, Chewey has been battered. Into submission almost. He's on one base, but he's about to have two. Right. Depending on whether or not the medium tank of Bane scouts this, he might have a chance of a comeback. Ooh, the engineer is not gonna get very far though. Engineer gonna meet an untimely demise by a rifle, by means of rifles. What is this? What? The engine survived? Nah, never mind. Just to run into a pillbox anyway. Really does have a death wish. Rip. Also, what is Bane doing here? He's basically in hold position with all his units. What is he doing there? Jeez. He's probably gonna lose the tank at that rate. Oh, here comes a counterattack from Chewey. So the big eco boom has paid off. He's got 3 mechanics in his main base. Interesting. Okay, that's gonna be wipe for wipe, blood for blood. I smell a comeback incoming. This is gonna be targeting the war factory almost immediately. Yeah, he sees it. That's the only war factory for Bane, so Bane is gonna struggle to produce any vehicles. It's gonna take him 2k and 48 seconds before he can get that back online. And now, yeah, quid pro quo. He's giving him the reach around as well. A complete collapse onto the FCOM, probably FCOM going down. One single pillbox won't last very long either. Yeah, okay, at least Bane manages to poop out a second pillbox, but Chewey smartly going in with the tanks first. Blocking the ore refinery as well. That's just beautiful. That's just stellar play. He knows that there is no barracks around to pop any rocket soldiers, so he's completely free to do this. Oh, he could have killed the harvester before it dropped off his second load though. Would have denied another 500 to Bane. Yeah, Bane is now struggling. He's gotten a macro rev deployed on the back end of this, and he's also still on 2 expansion conyards. So he's not out of the game. We're gonna take a look at the combat stats after all is said and done, after the craziness is settled. We're on 25k for Chewey and 20k for BigBadBain. Also the Econ graph is looking very good for Chewey. He's 10k up. Production tab as well. He's also got the tech advantage. Keep that in mind in the back of your head. So I'm expecting some Hinds and artillery shortly. Alright, a little scouting run. Oh, so smart. Bane has actually, on the back end of this, sent his engineer here as well and captured the oil derricks. So they've basically swapped oil derricks. It's like capturing a victory point from your opponent, and he just takes the other one, taking the gambit. Alrighty, first helipad is up for Chewey. This guy must be floating. No, Bane is floating 7k. How do you even do that? Let me see. He's on 7 harvesters. Chewey, how is he broke? He's on 7 harvesters. He's not producing from his... Ah, finally. Helipad production has resumed. Or has it been initiated? Let's say initiated, yeah. And Bane seems really, really afraid of a base push right now because he's got all his infantry forces concentrated and clumped into this one little patch here. Just protect. Yeah, you gotta protect those empty ore patches, you know. Those ore miners down there. I'm always imagining, how does this even work? Is this like an automated tunnel and excavation system? I'm not sure. It has those tiny rails, but they're so small. Like nothing can fit down there. This doesn't make sense. Yeah, I mean, they had to replace the Tiberium with something else. Oh, Bane, he's gotten another ranger here, but he forgot about it. They would have had an engineer inside, so he would have been on basically a double cap. Would have been some nice eco boost, but not that he needs it with floating 5k. Okay, Chewey is slowly getting back into the slowly getting back into the mix here. He's finally gotten his eco back up. A little bit too many harvesters on this empty ore patch. Yikers! The MCV, just a nice little giveaway. Yeah, but he decides it's not worth his time. Chewey not finding an entry here, not finding a window. And this MCV by Bane is still alive. This might pose a problem eventually. But so many tanks here might... Yeah, Chewey's just going to be able to steamroll. On the top side, he's assisted or is supported by 2 Hinds. And by support, I mean, the definition of support is kind of broad, right? But support by killing everything in sight is basically what they do. So he's now still against a tier 2 enemy. This might get difficult for Bane, considering he doesn't... The anti-air gun a bit premature. There's not been a sign of his opponent taking up to tier 2 yet. Yeah, no, this is a bad idea. Bane, you monster, he's just going in, trying to find the crushes, and the Hinds doing what they do best. Supporting by murdering everyone in sight. One of them going down, the other one's still alive. Yeah, Bane is gonna crush this easily, but he's lost a lot more units than he should have. Oh, trying to go for a crush, it's not happening. Don't tell me this MCV survives, please! Bane, give chase! Yikes, another nice crash. Okay, what the hell is happening? Chewey! You had one job! Okay, now, by the way, just a little heads up. There's a mechanic by BigBadBain. If he realizes that, he can actually steal away a husk. Oh my lord, not that he needs it. He's gotten triple... Yeah. He's gotten triple MCVs. There is a big flank here by Chewey. He might actually take this expansion. This would be the prime target. Just a free eco snipe. Oh, is he gonna cap it? He isn't doing it. Jeez, both players just rejecting the gifts of the OpenRA gods. Yeah, that was weird. Why did they play it out like this? Probably just inattentiveness. You know, on the map this big and large, it's honestly really hard to keep track of everything. Tier 3 unlocked for Chewey as well, who's now got Tanya online. Tanya's in the blob here. She's firing from the back lines on bed 1 already. Getting a couple nice crushes. Oh my, this is gonna be... Yeah, it's eventually gonna be... As soon as he moves, come on, just kill the base. My lord, how many tanks are that? That's like 10 tanks, 11, 12 tanks closing in, homing in onto the front lines. There's just no stopping this. This is freaking unstoppable. Okay, so thing is though, this was very low value for BigBadBain because all he had there, he didn't even harvest the ore. That was not a mining base for him. He could have taken this this expansion down long time ago. Oh, the MCV is gonna survive! Don't tell me the MCV is gonna survive. It is. Oh, that's so unfortunate here. Okay, Bane with the comebacks. He's also found a flank. Wow. This Conyard has gone straight from the middle and down here, and he's hunkered down. This is the second, this is not a tank flank, this is an MCV flank. This is the second MCV flank I'm seeing here. Jesus fucking Christ. Jeez Louise. Alright, behind doing what it can here. Just stall. And eventually, I don't know, looks to me like Bane is having enough here. He's got enough mass to breach. Yeah, easy mode. Alright, so this expansion probably going down. Oh! Nice, he's microed in. So Chewey has microed the hind to just stop above the infantry blob. He knew it would crash anyway. So this time the crash and burn. Just getting a ludicrous return of investment. Oh, Tanya going into the pillbox. That was a vet 2 Tanya. Oh, you don't want to lose this. Also, he needs to snipe the econ here. That would be an easy crush here. There is almost nothing fortifying for Bane. Just move in. His hesitation is costing him a lot. Also the ore truck. Oh, the ore truck on the gem mine is probably going down in a couple seconds. Chewey a bit oblivious here. He's, by the way, Bane is on tier 1.5 against tier 3. This is really hard to muster. Really hard to hold and come back from. Oh, he's finally gotten a radar dome online, almost at least. But I don't see it here. GPS satellite in 5 minutes as well. The assets 20k ahead for Chewey, dwindling for Bane. Does he have mechanics? No, just look like mechanics. Mechanics would have been a sick addition here. Could have just sat outside of Rocket Soldier range and just... Ooh, and just heal up again. Mechanics are so good in battles of attrition. Yeah, BigBadBain is just pummeled. He's on the verge of losing here. He's gotten his war factory in the middle of nowhere. There's a secondary war factory at least, so it's not half as bad. Oh, another MCV. Tanya's back on the front lines. This is gonna be another generous donation to the gods of OpenRA. The blood sacrifice. This radar dome, he has built it just to die. Oh god. Okay, should kill the Conyard though. BigBadBain getting away with it again. This should just be, honestly, come on. Click on the Conyard. He has it on prioritize units. Okay, so that's Bane at least getting a little return of investment. Wow! The radar dome going down. He could have even captured it. It was so exposed. It didn't have any MCV backup. So yeah, might have been a good idea to just capture it. There's a flank by Bane, as well as that one harvester. This has done... Okay, this one pillbox has done so much for Bane. I am still not... I'm still very unsure about this war factory though, in the middle of nowhere. Just randomly, yeah, not producing things. Chewey's broke, Bane is almost broke. What's the econ looking like? 8 harvesters for both. Yikes, this is a back and forth match. I'm really enjoying it. Alright, there's a little dispatch. Oh my goodness, Bane is just stealing away the ore. This is brilliant. The crushes are not to be found here, and the MCV is still in good shape, so Bane just takes this position back here. Yeah, he can also scare away the tanks. There's like 3 of them. Bane, by the way, one thing that's still very curious to me, or very peculiar to me, he still hasn't built a single helipad or hind. He is still strictly tier 1.5. Throughout the entire game, it's like 18 minutes deep. We haven't seen a single tier 2 out of him except the one that died immediately without giving him a helipad. Should have gone for a helipad. So much mining denied here. Bane is having 6 idle harvesters right now. There's only 1 operational harvester here and 1 at the gems. So scratch that. This number should actually be 2 for all intents and purposes. Alright, again the main patch is being camped. But there is a big army now. And Chewey doesn't have much in his main base, let alone the fact that he's broke. Oh, I should move his dispatch in. And the little medic, just for scouting. I don't know, what's up with those units having a death wish? It's the OpenRA pathfinding. They should code this a bit differently, I guess, but I'm not an expert. Yeah, so many stalling harvesters. This, oh my goodness, this is looking like the big strikes. You know, he is playing England, he's not playing France. It's usually the French who are on strike. You're doing it wrong. That's not the kind of roleplay I was looking for. I mean, it's gonna be like a little foreshadowing on what's gonna happen if Theresa May wins the elections again. There's just gonna be strikes all over the country, I guess. Alrighty. War Factory finally going down. Just sell it. You don't want to give your opponent the cash rebate. 200 bucks. War Factory for War Factory, I guess. What is this match? By the way, 1 longbow out for Chewey. So he could do a lot of work with this because it's super fast. It scouts, not super fast, but it's Got super great line of sight and scouts super well. Oh, he has found... Jeez, he has found the radar dome. So, Chewey being kicked back into T0. Oh, there are the longbows. Doing what they're supposed to do. Doesn't have any more missiles. Unlucky. Ah, just one more missile could have killed like 2 Autrox. He needs to rearm, but there is only one helipad. Yikes. This match is so crazy. This is all over the map. Yeah, there's still him mining off the ore patches, or the gem patches. But Chewey is gonna lose a lot of racks, he's gonna lose a couple of pillboxes. Also the mining here might be denied. Not if those 4 artilleries have anything to say about it. Alright, this is gonna be the bait. The push is on. These are unsupported, but he doesn't have to be afraid of Heinz because... Oh my goodness, not the longbows! Not like this! Ah, the inattentiveness is killing me. It's killing longbows to be precise, but really not pretty to watch. Bane's MCV though has done so much work. He's almost already relocated without being killed. That's super, super useful. He's now gotten another MCV flank off. The collapse is gonna come in, but there's gonna be a... Ooh. Yeah, no, there's gonna be too many of those artilleries. And in order to reliably deal with those, he would need tier 2. He needs a radar dome, he needs at least 1 Hind. 1 Hind payload can like scrap 4 artilleries. That's the dream. That's exactly the dream. That's what we want to do. My goodness, is those small dispatch gonna get the refiner as well? This is so unfortunate. And really good movements. Just, he's basically, Bane is outmaneuvering Chewey here. He is making do with less, and he's been more effective so far. Not in terms of stats, but in terms of outmaneuvering him, because he's always sniped the most vulnerable and more important structures. So this is going to be a bad engagement for Bane, finally, because there are 4 artilleries, and on the one side there's a big meat shield, on the other side there's infantry, so no chance for him. I've heard Tanya. Oh my goodness, that's brutal. Tanya and the longbow. Tanya is severely wounded though. She's running away. Yeah, 5 mediums. You don't want nothing to do with that. You don't want anything here. Tanya, run! Run! Not like this. The tanks are trying to go in. Oh, Chewey is forced to transition into light tanks. The characteristic pew 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 of the light tanks. Just light tanks emerging here and immediately being dispatched. Because light tanks suck. No, Tanya's moved back. Why did Tanya move back in here? That's a $300 cash rebate. He would have needed. He was in dire need of a Tanya here. The radar dome just barely not going down. Oh, there it's gonna out repair. 1 tank, 1 medium tank doesn't have that crazy of a DPS rate here. There is an idle army. Why is this army so idle? And a huge infantry flank by Bane. How did he even get that much infantry? That must have been brewing over a couple minutes. So yeah, there are 5 artilleries nestled in. So he really needs to improvise here. Improvise, adapt, overcome. You know! Yes! Finally, I knew the day would come. The comm center is finally giving away the crucial intel. So, seems like Bane doesn't need the Heinz after all. A comm center, a single comm center is providing him with line of sight. And now the tanks have found the perfect flanks onto the artillery. Artillery, be gone. And just like that, is taking home the engagement that he would otherwise, by the way, have lost horribly. If it weren't for the line of sight that allowed him to gain intel on the position of the artilleries and get a flank off, he would have died straight up. Now we're seeing light tanks. Light tanks are still not very effective. Just getting traded away. What is this? Look, the conga line! I like the conga line. You die, you die. And this guy a bit out of line. Out of sync here. Alrighty. So, denied the mining again though, has Chewey. So this game is so all over the map, I can't even call it. I can't even realistically call who is winning right here. 24 minutes, and I still have no idea. 12k float for Bane, how does he do it? With this one easy trick, learn how to float 12k. Subscribe now to the Gatekeeper Institute of OpenRA. Bane has definitely taken lessons from the Gatekeeper Institute of OpenRA. 12k is 13k, relatively impressive. 5 houses for Chewey, 6 for BigBadBain, and the asset's still in Chewey's favor, by the way, even though it doesn't look like it. That's been the case throughout the entire game. I don't think Bane has ever been ahead even a single time. He's gotten back up his eco though. That's so... he's so sturdy and resilient here. Whenever his refinery got crashed or killed, he just rebuilt it. And he's always found moments with his MCV when Chewey was just not observant. This army I don't like, it doesn't have a meat shield. And a couple pillboxes are gonna stop it easily. This, however, I like. This is a longbow. Longbows are good. Use them. Use them to your advantage. What else Chewey should do is just place a refinery here and kill the freaking pillbox. Oh, turrets being deployed. Huge infantry army. You don't want the turrets. Definitely pillbox time. Yeah, but Chewey is gonna take this. Come on. Oh, that's a spy. An undisguised spy. He stole 5.6k. This is like the second most efficient spy I've ever seen in my entire OpenRA career. That's super smart. Considering Chewey has more expensive spies, that was so worth it. Yeah, that was brilliant. He was in desperate need of a cash boost. He's now on 6.5k. And BigBadBain is gonna beat himself up over not having invested in more spy detection here. He should have just sold it. I don't think he was aware the spy was coming in. Still though, Bane has a lot of critical mass. He has a lot of units here. Critical mass, is how I would like to put it. The longbow has been really idle. Should have been a bit more active. So 5 pillboxes. Can he do it again? Can he deny the mining again here? Find out after the commercials. Yeah, so the problem here is that BigBadBain has gotten the entire right side, and he's gotten a lot of untapped door. And on the left side, wow, another MCV flank. What the hell? How did he get this here? How did he get this past all those turrets and pillboxes and the longbow and the Hinds? It's a miracle. This guy has a secret chronosphere. I swear, those have not been there before. That's some foul chrono play if I've ever seen it. Wow. Yeah. Alright, this is again gonna cause a bit of havoc here. And really though, Chewey just being really inactive with his Hinds. He could get so many snipes, whoops. Could get so many good snipes in here. Artillery's being started back into direction queue. And finally, for the first time in his entire OpenRA career, he's gotten a Hind online. I salute you. You're the first. Welcome to the Hind squadron under the command of Mr. BigBadBain. It's been a long time. It's been almost 30 minutes before we've seen the first Hind coming out. A little bit of chip damage here by Chewey, but he's gonna lose a lot of eco. All right, better late than never. The squadron here. Oh no, that's the last longbow. Last of the longbows. We should make a tragic movie out of this. Yeah, but super smart movements here by Bane. He's just immediately moving back his army after having achieved a minor victory. Alright, we're seeing another tank flank here, supported by a bit of infantry. Gotten 2 harvesters already, so yeah. I would suggest investing into another spy. If Bane is as unattentive as he was last time, that should provide him with a lot of cash. Finally, we're seeing the Hinds, and they're gonna have an easy time sniping this. This is gonna be a field day for them. Gonna halt the entire push unless Chewey knows producing pillboxes. There's not a single anti-air gun on the build queue. He only has built an anti-air gun at the moment when Bane didn't even have tier 2, and then immediately lost it. However, this is gonna be the 3rd or 4th time that BigBadBain loses a War Factory. This is gonna be a bit brutal. Alright, War Factory going down, ore truck probably going down, pillboxes taking a beating. There we go. That's all she wrote. Oh no, he's gotten another War Factory out. That's brilliant. And he's intercepting the army here. That is... yikes. There was no mid shield here. Ah, there was no meat shield to be found. And now those tanks are free to just roam into the eco lines, maybe even snipe behind if they're lucky. Is that a Hind of Bane? No, it's Chewey's Hind. Tech Sarah back online for Chewey, that's a bit ambitious, considering how little he has achieved with the tech beforehand. He might get another Tanya out, which is not that bad. And another eco raid. This game is so all over the map. Really, really active, really a joy to observe and cast. Right, I've heard Tanya. Where did she spawn? And what's his primary ranks? Probably somewhere around here. Yep. I don't know, he should maybe have let her spawn somewhere around southern side and gotten his MCV, and he could have easily stopped this push. Would have just been 2 tanks then. Yeah, I would have liked that play better. But it's whatever. I'm really surprised that Bane has opted for a War Factory up top left. This is going to be unscouted for a very long time. What are the... Oh, those units are on hold command as well. Stance changes, boys. Get used to the stance changes. Tanya firing up a couple pot shots. Wait. Oh, down here. Never mind. That was good. She cleared the entire army. That's what she should have done in the first place. Tanya gonna take a beating. Alrighty. He's probably going to try for the crush. Yeah, Chewey should... Bane should try for a crush. And... Ooh, the dodge happened. Okay. So that's really important for Chewey that he kept Tanya alive. We're on... Let's see what's the assets looking like. Chewey for the first time dipping below Bane, but it's only 8k. Still can come back from this. And he's finally taken back the other gems. That's probably been why he didn't have that much income for the longest time. 4 Hinds now for Bane. Yeah, this... I don't even recognize this guy. Who are you? Who are you and why have you built helipads? What is this treachery? And artilleries as well. Artilleries to boot. Who is this guy? Bane has brought in his substitute. He's playing tag team with the Air General. Alrighty. Cleanup achieved here, and this is gonna be another MCV going down. Yikers. Hey, he sold it for $17. Can afford him a lunchbox. A lunchbox for his overworked infantry there. Chewey is crumbling. He's got a Chinook back online, and the Chinook is probably gonna be paired up with Tanya. Calling GG though. Where's Tanya? There she is. Oh. Bane is being a bit oblivious here. He still has enough shots left in the tank here. Oh, he's wasted all his shots here. No, he hasn't. No, not like this. The last single shot. I mean, there were 5 Hinds anyway, but he could have killed this army at least. Maybe held out for a bit longer. But this... Okay, Bane has won this game strictly by MCV flanks. That's the only thing that kept him in the game. He was always 10k behind. Throughout the entire game, he was 10 to 15k behind. This is gonna be a GG push, I'd wager. GG has already been called, technically. So, we're just going for the victory lap here. Going for some showboating. Alright, power down, and no more defenses on the structure. Chewey is not building anything. I guess he's just given up on this game at that stage. That has been insane. Right, we'll go for the rundown. Right after this, we'll go for the rundown. What happened? MCV flanks happened. Amazing play by Bane. And outlasting a tier 3 allies opponent as tier 1.5 allies is not easy. Because as soon as the artilleries come into play, you need to find either a way to relocate your infantry, a way to flank the artilleries. You can't directly heads-on engage into this anymore. And this is what Bane has done brilliantly. He's always kept on the move, kept most of his infantrymen out of harm, out of the artillery's way. Also, 6 steal by Chewey. That was really enjoyable, you know. 5k cash transfer immediately, which is effectively a 10k swing. And I think it was 5.6, so it's more. Like an 11.2k swing is pretty impressive with 1 single unit. Yeah, that was super enjoyable. And even though this was a classic macro game, because this map is so large, we've seen a lot of inattentiveness, a lot of mistakes. Chewey not pulling back his wounded MCV, not pulling back his Tanya, or Bane not utilizing his units properly when they were just sitting there. But at the end of the day, it's been a brilliant macro game, and on a map like this, that's what you can expect, honestly. not that much of a micro map because of the sheer scale. You need to manage engagement on oftentimes 2 or 3 flanks, which is gonna be very taxing on your APM. Yeah, so super enjoyable macro game. Thanks guys for posting this. One of the specs posted it, don't know who it was, but amazing. I think it was Spooky. Alright, thanks for watching guys. We'll be back with RHL playoffs. Until then, stay tuned. That's it for me. 5 aces, out.
Battle control terminated.